Hi, it's Juris and welcome to Tattoo Shop Talk, and today I will do my review of power supply from Crtical Atom XR. Little R indicates that it's compatible with the wireless pedal, also from Crtical. It's a perfect combination and it gives you a bit more than just a wireless pedal. It also frees for you extra channel where you can plug in another machine. So let's look at this product. Let's start with pros and at the end with some cons that I didn't like about this product. The unit itself, it's super small. It has some weight to it. It feels solid, it feels well built. Left and right for the channels, liner, shader type of a thing. Buttons go up and down for voltage. It attaches with magnets, so if the surface is magnetic, it's perfect. You can just stick it on there. If it's not, then you will need to figure something out, and I had few ways to go about it. One was this. You take the sticky plastic thing, and my station is like aluminium, so it doesn't magnetize. I would put the power supply on, and it also have this nice non-slip type of surface, so you can put it on and it's not that slippery, but you need to cover it anyway. And then I would try to sort of stick it extra with this plastic in place, and that works just fine. My other little trick is, let's imagine that this is my non-magnetic surface, and I just bought a bunch of magnets from Amazon. They are those little guys, and I will put few underneath, so it's more there, more magnetized to the surface, which is my little trick. So I hope you find it useful. Voltage starts at 1.5 and then you can go with 0.1 increments, and you can just click it up and down, or you can just hold it and it runs up, and every 2 volts it changes color as well. With that way you can somewhat indicate at what voltage you are. I don't find it particularly useful, but it's nice to have these little party lights in there. And with some machines you don't want to run them too high. Bishop was not recommended to run above 8 or 9, and a good old Cheyenne, especially the modded one, you don't want to run above 13. So that's something which you can sort of catch with eye. If you accidentally switched it on the voltage too high, you can then remember those few crucial colors, and that would be a little help there to help you not to mess up your tattoo machine. I wish there would be a way, maybe just set it on one color, but then we're getting into that gaming keyboard type of a territory, which would be a bit too much for a tattoo power supply. Let's run through controls. I work with it with a wireless pedal, that would be this one, and I work the way that when you tap pedal and it runs, and when you tap it again it switches off. To enable that function you just press and hold the middle button and it shows that it's off and on. If you press up and down together and hold it, it enables and disables jump start. Up and down together. To sync it with the foot switch you need to press left and right together, that it will show this little graphic, and then it would connect and pair with the pedal. And once you have it connected with the pedal, without wireless pedal you would have input for pedal and output for machine. Once it's paired you can switch one of the input into output, and then you can connect 2 machines with 2 cables, and that you do by pushing central button and button to the left. Then it shows 2 outputs, so that would be left and right, and then you can switch in between them that way. And when you press it again it would show just 1, and then it's like 1 input, 1 output, so 1 for pedal, 1 for cable. I use it with 2 outputs just in case I need 2 machines that have different cables, so I cannot just pim pam swap them around, and that I find super cool and super useful. On the left one, as a liner, I have connected Dan Cuban. Boom boom. Switch to the other channel, shader, and I have this magnetic madness. You can connect 2 machines that way and just work with them, just switching in between channels. That's either pushing button on the power supply itself or with a pedal. Shader, we're switching to liner. Bada bim, bada boom. Then let's talk about the pedal. Pedal itself is quite big, so it's easy to find and tap it or put your foot on it. And pedal is also super sensitive, which is nice. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good, because you can, when you just try to kick it towards you or try to reach for it, you accidentally tap it and it runs the machine. Well, nothing bad have happened apart from me getting scared a bunch of times. That's the plus, that can sometimes scare you, because you can either tap it or sometimes you kick it accidentally and it slides let's say closer to the tattoo bed or gets stuck and it starts to run machines and then everyone is confused. It would be sort of so you don't need much to activate it. And it's pretty sensitive on all sides, which is cool. And because it's wireless, it's super easy to pack it, because if you look at it, it looks like brand new. And what I do, I just put it in a bag. There we go. It fits perfect in these machine bags that have a little rubber band on them, and then it's packed and on the floor, and that's how I work with it. And you can kick it around and step with your dirty shoes on, and your pedal is safe. And then obviously you change a bag when it's necessary. Ta-da! That's how I pack it. It works wirelessly with this power supply if a need be. You can do it with the clip cord. There is a connection there. That's connected. Now let's switch power supply to just one input output. Now cable is connected with the wire to power supply. Price of a unit. Crtical wireless boost switch is in euros. You can get this kit for 394.99. On the US side, I cannot find a price for a kit. The unit itself is from $299.99, and then you have to buy pedal as well. Actually, check their webpage. There's also cool color options. You can get it in this color, you can get it black and gold, you can get it gold and white. And in Danish krona, 2,938.99 for a kit. Now the downsides. I find it personally a bit uncomfortable to work with it as is, and we made a video like years ago when a friend of mine switched from the plastic square small Crtical one to one of these, and he mentioned that it's annoying to sort of plug cables in. It's kind of a minor issue, and there's also like a little adapter that you can use to put it on. It's just when it stays flat, let's say it's on the side of station, if your station is magnetic, you can stick it on like that, and then you kind of don't see where the cables have to be plugged in. There's no like indicators on here where it should go. It's not impossible, obviously, it's there. Now I'm used to it, but you feel it more when I switched from CX1 G2 power supply to this one. Then I couldn't find my workarounds in it, so it was like, you know, that little thing that you find annoying all the time. You just sort of swear every time you have to do it. That was on when it was positioned like that. And then obviously to cover it, you have to either unstick it, put a bag, stick it back on, or do the sticky plastic thing. And then when you put it like that, then you can clearly see all the cables, where to plug them. But the downside is that if you have cables like these, they would stick out quite far. And again, that's something not of my liking. And then you also kind of want to cover this part of cables, and then it extends the whole situation. Cables hang from the side of your station, or you have to put it more on, then you don't see what's happening. That was the thing that I found a bit annoying, but I thought it's not an issue now, because I'll do that trick with magnets and keep it where I keep it. But I somehow did not like the way it worked. I ended up buying this adapter. Also with the old one, with the CX1 G2, what I liked is it was a bit higher up, and you can easily bag it with this thing, so you can just throw a bag over. Also with this, without magnets, just laying on a station, I pulled it off a couple of times, so it has reached the floor, which is not cool to throw your power supply around. With that, at least, I tested that it can survive a short drop and nothing happens and there's no cracks or anything. It have survived a bunch of drops. Luckily, they were lucky for me. I tried to use it on this, what it's called, bracket foot from the old Crtical, from the CX1. It's not the magnet friendly metal, so this one wouldn't stick to old one, so you have to buy this thing. It's not expensive, it was like 225 krona. It's like 30 euros or something like that. Not a big investment, and the option is there, so you can buy adapters, so you can put it the way you want it on your station. And then the problem with this one was, if I put it on, cables are here, and I have to have it kind of on the side of station, because otherwise the cables are in a way and I can't push it back a bit more. So then I tried all this stuff. Then it gets a bit confusing. You have to look kind of sideways to figure out which button is which one, which is also kind of a bit weird. I would call it downside, because when you switch from the old one, that one had like, you know, left, right, and up and down. And here now it's left and right, and then up and down is here. The first one is up, the other one is down. It's a little thing, you have to adapt to it. After you're used to working with one way, you have to change something, and that gets annoying, that gets in the way. That's those little things. This so far, because my station is not magnetic, I would again do the the little magnet trick, little magnets underneath. I would use multiple. So that, and that would be my imitated non-magnetic surface, and that's how I use it. I'll keep on complaining, so this situation didn't solve my problem, it just made one problem into different problem. The best would be if your station is magnet friendly, then you can put it kind of like that and stick to the station and then adjust angle here. So then on a slight angle like that, or even kind of 45 degrees, I think that would be perfect. But my station now is non-magnetic, but at least a separate station. Maybe I should bend it. Let's see how that goes. Huh. I fixed my problem. Not the perfect bend, but I think it will do. Okay, I think I fixed my problem. We'll see how it works in reality, and I don't think manufacturer recommends to do things like that, but one problem less. I like the way it looks, and I think it will be comfortable to see what's up and to plug the cables in, and they will not stick as much out from the station. I fixed it, and in this situation then I can just simply have it on there, and when I set up I can throw a little machine bag on and it covers the cables. So with a little 20-30 euro or US, could be in the same area, you can fix that problem if you have one. It's just my personal preference, and as we see now, there's a solution to it. As a power supply itself, it works perfect. It works like all critical power supplies. Price is right. The smaller units have never been like the most expensive ones, and they work just fine. And in combination with the pedal, you can plug in 2 cables and have it one on each channel. So if you have machines that require separate plugs, you can do that. I use this power supply mainly for liners, and I use pens for kind of shading, coloring type of a thing. So that would be on battery, and then 1 or 2 machines can be plugged in here. And also the bonus with plugging things in, this have a kickstart option. Let's see, we tested Bishop Wand with the Magic Moon cartridge, and at 4.5 volts it couldn't push it. If we plug it in, 4.5, it cannot push it, but we press kickstart, enabled, and it can push at 4.5, at 4. It can make it move. Let's see what happens at 3.5. And it can still push it. So that would be the kickstart option for those who need a slow start, those who work with tighter cartridges, and with cartridges not so tight. Disable jump start, 3.5. Works, 3. Doesn't, jump start. Let's go. Okay, at 2.5 it cannot do that. I don't know who is it for, but that option is out there, so now you know. So that was my ups and downs. I think, like always, you can't go wrong with Crtical. If you have used this product, then share your experience. If you have some tips or tricks, or if you have some suggestions or complaints about it, then leave that in the comment section. And like always, press like, subscribe to the channel, share the video, that would be awesome. And thanks for watching, and see you in the future episodes. Bye!